think pieces were written, y'all. The think pieces were already being typed up. The tweets were already going. The clips have already been clipped. This was going to be a abysmal loss for the Indiana Fever. Truly, but I've been saying heartbreaking about the other games they've lost this season. This loss in particular, after all the noise that's been going on in the past couple of days surrounding this team, they're fuck the past couple of days, the entire season, whether it be static between Caitlin and Stephanie White, people not liking Stephanie White's game plan philosophy, me included, whether it be her offensive philosophy or defensive philosophy. Caitlin Clark's everything around her behavior is always brought up and magnified, and she's a terrible person, and blah, 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 blah. This game was a testament to that Indiana Fever locker room. People can say a lot about their stuff, like their play on the floor, the spats that they go through, whether it be whatever the hell. That locker room is solid because this is a team where the outside noise could shatter everything. Just like that. It doesn't have to be much. The amount of nasty trades that get drawn up, all the misquotes, everything is magnified to the 10th degree. You can't say anything about one person without it being a diss about another person. That could destroy a locker room extremely, extremely easy. And honestly, nobody can honestly fault the Indiana Fever if that was something that caused their season to crumble. But a game like this where they had everything going in the first half, everything is looking fantastic. They're scoring points. Caitlin is getting it going. Everybody's involved. Their defense is looking really improved during that first half before fouls became an issue, and they crumble. Like, we'll get into it more in a minute, but they crumble. They lose a big 17-point lead. They find themselves down one. Caitlin has a chance to take the lead with under a minute to go, and she misses two free throws. The opportunity for this team mentally to crumble is right there. It's right there. And in a different universe, if we didn't have this woman as our point guard, as the person who's going to lead this team for years to come, we probably would be cooked. But this is who we're dealing with. This is who we've got. And this is why I get so upset about really the foul surrounding Caitlin. Last video, I went, ballistic on Caitlin just with her basketball IQ and how bad she is with these fouls. And it almost hurt us today. I'm not going to act like it was all solved today. She had 3 fouls in the first half. The last 2 were just absolutely stupid. She got a cheap one in the first quarter, and then she got her last one after she turned the ball over, and she barely touches Sonia Citron. But the fact that she puts herself in this position, it pisses me off because to me it signifies that she doesn't understand how important she is on the floor. Caitlin, we can live with you turning the ball over and Sonia Citron getting a run-out layup because we're already up by 15 points, I think it was at the time. We already were up by 15 points. We had the game exactly where we wanted the game to be. But for you to make a play like this, to me, it just signified that you don't understand how important you are on the floor. You don't understand it. And that is, I feel like, an indictment on Stephanie White, an indictment on the rest of her team, and an indictment on Caitlin Clark for not understanding just how important she is on the floor. In the second half of this game, she had 3 fouls, and she basically played no defense. Not going to lie. She was letting people walk past her. She didn't even really leave it up to chance because the referees were calling every kind of ticky-tack foul they can call on the Indiana Fever. And just the fact that Caitlin's out there doesn't mean that we're going to dominate every single quarter. Doesn't mean that we're going to win every single game. But she puts us in the position to win these games. She puts us in a position so that we have a fighting chance so that she's able to get into some kind of rhythm to be involved in the game. And when she's involved in the game, that's really the Fever's best chance to win. That's really their only chance to win because when she's not involved, that means that she can't get AB involved the way how AB needs to be involved. And that means that Kelsey Mitchell is taking it upon herself to go and do it all. And we didn't have to worry about that tonight. And actually, honestly, that's how I felt really down the stretch of this game, that we were more under control, even though I'm over here slowly watching the game crumble bit by bit. So let's go ahead, break it down from the top. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy JP, Joe Part. I'm backing him up. Building, man. Got a camera going today. We feeling good. I hope everybody's having a great day. It's a Sunday evening. We got a finals game going on right now. We ain't got too much time to waste. I'm not missing the fourth quarter over this. So let's go ahead and let's get this going, man. Indiana Fever win a game today, 78-76 over the Washington Mystics. It's kind of our get back from that game earlier in the season where they got us in overtime. I believe it was a very high scoring affair. We couldn't stop Sonia Citron to save our life, or Kiki Arafian. Fortunately, Kiki went down with an injury in the first half, but overall, this Mystic team is still talented. They still have Shakira Austin out there. They still have Sonia Citron out there. They still have Georgia Amore, who had been struggling the past 3 games. She came out and had, what was it? I think she had 14 points today. She had 12 points today. She was 4-4 from 3. Absolutely bombing shit in Caitlin's face. It was wild. Role players or people who just you don't expect to go off always find a way to go off against Indiana Fever. I don't know what it was. Even then, Michaela Onyenwere, another one, 17 points. I hadn't heard Michaela Onyenwere's name since she was on the Chicago Sky 2 years ago. I don't know what even happened to her last season for her and then here she goes, she resurfaces, gives us 17 points. Like I mentioned, Kiki, she only played 8 minutes. Got an injury really early in the game on the play where she was trying to guard Aaliyah Boston. She had kind of bit on a pump fix, which she got caught in the air, and Malia still tried to power into it, and it was something relating to her knee. So hopefully she gets well soon. Yeah, man, this is a talented Mystic team. I don't think that their record really does justice to how good of a team they truly are. I feel like they play hard every single night. They've got young stars in Sonia and Kiki, and Shakira Austin's having a breakout season. So going into this game, I had some trepidation. I was worried. Teams that have played the Fever twice this year have had much success against them that second time, whether it be shutting down our offense or, making sure that our star players struggle. And let me go ahead and just take a look at the final score of the first game that we played against them this year, because it was super high scoring as opposed to this one. This score was entirely too difficult to find, but the first matchup was 104-102, a game that came down to overtime, and then here they are. This game was 78-76, nowhere close to the barn burner that it was, but all important nonetheless, and like I said, I was worried because teams that had faced the Fever the second time, I did a great job at shutting the Fever down. Look at the Valkyrie, look at the Fire. Then once they get a grasp about what we want to do, they're able to attack that nonstop. And the Mystic didn't have that same attack this game as those other teams did. Overall, I feel like we dominated the game. We led the game for 90% of the time. Overall, I felt like our fouling was, just our situational fouling is still going to be bad. I just think that we're just not super disciplined in that vicinity yet. But bump all that. We got to win. We'll talk. We got to win. That's all we can do. So let's break it down. So down the stretch of this game, man, like I said, the think piece is already written up. Caitlin Clark misses 2 free throws, and the team is lost. The team has basically, fumbled away the 17-point lead, and they're heading down the tracks to another heartbreaking defeat, and it just didn't happen this way. I really respect the mental fortitude of this team, and really, it comes down to our star player. Our star player, Caitlin Clark, this was a game where she stayed in it the entire time. She stayed in it. She had finished with 19 points, shot 44% from the floor, shot 40% from 3. Overall, it was a solid game. It wasn't a super great Caitlin Clark game. Based off that first quarter, you kind of thought we were headed towards a situation where it could be a Caitlin Clark, avalanche. But like I said, she gets those 2 fouls in the first quarter. Picks up that cheap third foul in the second quarter, and then she's basically out for the entire second quarter. And then from that point on, she's not really in a rhythm for much of the game. But I think the biggest benefit was that she was in the game. She was in the game to be able to, see how things are flowing, see how things are tied, and see where she needs to be able to fit in. And just her ability to stay on the floor tonight, I think, is the ultimate factor in what honestly led us to win this game. Because even though she did miss those free throws down the stretch, it didn't let her keep her out the game. It didn't that wasn't a play that, tore her down or, had her quit or anything like that. She stayed in it. And, we have a play like this right here where she stays in it. And Caitlin, who has been getting ticky-tack fouls literally the entire day, she comes out still being aggressive defensively, and she hedges out on not after we give up a bucket. But she hedges out on Shakira Austin, super aggressive. She gets a hand in there who's able to tip the ball loose, gets it loose there. At least the Boston's able to finish the steal, and then we're out in transition. And then this is why we need Caitlin Clark engaged in the game, because here we have her on a fast break. And 15 seconds ago, there's nobody else that we really want the ball in their hand at this point than Caitlin Clark. She comes down the point, gets Kelsey Mitchell open. We got a layup, and we're back in the game. We're right back in the game. Our defense obviously is a complete shit show. We can't stop anybody. But we come back. Here we go in our last possession. First and foremost, shout out to Sophie Cunning pass. Shout out to Sophie Cunningham on an amazing pass on this play. You know, I was honestly really kind of surprised that this play even went to Caitlin Clark out the gate. Kind of looked like it was going to be set up for Kelsey to be getting it, but no, Steph threw it up for Caitlin, and Sophie threw a hell of a pass. So Sophie puts the ball in a place where only Caitlin's able to get it, even though she's got Cotty McMahon jumping out and looks like she's about to make an amazing play here. Just look at her. She really looked like she came from the corner down here and almost got to this pass, but it's just outside her reach. And honestly, this was the shot that I had the most confidence in the entire night for Caitlin Clark. The fact that it was a catch and shoot, no dribbling involved, didn't have to create space, didn't have to worry about taking a dribble, nothing. Got her to do what she literally practices every single day in the gym to do. Set up her feet, line it up, and win the fucking game. Win the fucking game. She even was able to troll Cotty a little bit right there. Shout out to the Big Ten rivalry. Overall, just a great game, man. Shout out to the mental fortitude of this team, the mental fortitude of Caitlin, and listen, we ball, man. We ball. We just, this team's got to keep fighting. They got to be able to stack good games. They got to be able to stack good days. Like they're too often are they able to be good on one part of the game and then fall apart in another part of the game. Like today, they were great in that first half defensively, really engaged, really getting everybody involved. Second half of the game, their defense was honestly shitty. Like that last play with Shakira Austin notwithstanding, a lot of the times people were just getting wide open walks to the basket. The reason why Michaela Onyenwere is able to score 17 points because she's getting a lot of wide open looks. So I don't want to say this was a game where our defense was a super phenomenal or did a great job of shutting down what the Mystic were trying to do. It's just a game where our superstars came out and made superstars plays. Kelsey Mitchell with that layup down the stretch. That's not an easy play to make, moving at full speed, being able to catch the ball over your head, center yourself and finish the layup. So shout out to Kelsey for that. Kelsey overall played a more, I guess, in control game, I would say. And I feel like that was kind of like, I don't know if that was strategy. I don't know, because it kind of felt like that when the game first started. Caitlin played a lot more in that first quarter. She really got to, kind of quarterback things. Kelsey Mitchell came off the floor a little bit earlier. And then Kelsey Mitchell kind of played a really well, a supporting role in that game. 15 points. She didn't shoot the greatest, only made 1 3, but she played under control. She had 3 assists. She did other things besides just check up shots. She only took 14 shots today, and we can live with that. We can live with that when it's 14 and not 21. Still need more out of Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah's super efficient today, 14 points, got us a nice little double-double, but I just feel like there's still more that can be got with Aaliyah Boston. But listen, we can't spoil it. Can't cry over spoiled milk. We got a dub here. Got to keep stacking good days. So shout out to Cece. That's a big shot. Really kept the team afloat there. We're 6-5. We still going to the chip, and we rolling. Make sure that I see y'all in the next video. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you leave a comment. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.